Welcome to $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. We're doing something a little different today. Cookie is here with me, and we have got the Dawson boys straight out of Fayetteville. That one didn't sound as scary.
Yeah, that's the silencer on it, dog. That's the silencer on it, cuz. It's a silencer up on that thing here, cuz.
You don't know anything about that. He don't get it.
Potato on the nose, dog.
Cookie, you're from Raleigh. You don't know anything about it either, bro.
Hey, Raleigh's. Hey, man.
Rough Raleigh, baby. That's what I call it.
There's Raleigh hoods out there, cuz.
Port City is so much worse than Raleigh.
No,
you want to have
isn't.
a turf battle right now?
Yeah.
You calling out his motherfucking set right now, Aaron?
I am.
Throw your shit up, man.
Yeah, for real though.
That's right. I'm from Lansdowne here in the 28409.
Sunset Park, motherfucker.
That's right, boys. We're gonna have some. No. Don't put the nerf.
Yeah, bitch. Yeah, bitch. You want to pull out his motherfucking set? Now you got to deal with the. Yeah, bitch.
Open your mouth. Open your mouth.
Yeah.
Open your mouth.
That actually hurt.
Those have tax in them from Ric Flair's stomach.
That's right. So we are here. We're talking. We're doing this episode because, you know, sometimes you need a bonus episode to give out to the fans. The fans love it. And since we have got both of the Dawson boys here today, we're just going to talk. Dave is here today. Last time we had Zane on. Well, the first time we had Zane on, Zane and told us some cool road stories and stuff about his
got
growing
some
up.
shit for you today, boys. If you don't know who we are, I'm Zane Dawson.
I'm Dave Dawson.
That's my brother Dave, everybody.
Sup?
We are the Dawson brothers. Follow us on Twitter at Zane Dawson, at Dawson Brand on Twitter. Follow the Dawson brothers on Facebook, YouTube. We're about to have some shit popping off for that ass.
The one-man riot, Zane Dawson. What is your gimmick?
I guess you had it right earlier. I think we're going with Dr. Death.
Dr. Death Dave Dawson.
There you go.
And the one-man riot, Zane Dawson.
The one-man riot.
I like that.
I used to love that, man. We had a show in Civvy Town Fire Department.
Oh, Civvy.
And that was back in the day when we had old Harold Britt. Harold Britt.
Buddy. You should have.
And
that's Charlie Dreamer's mama. Sorry.
And then
We love you, Charlie Dreamer.
We love you.
So I mean, we had a match, and I remember you threw something, and a woman got in your face, and it started almost a riot at Civvy Town Fire.
When I wrestled Charlie?
Yes.
Oh no. I'll tell you. So Aaron had me. So I was this big bully character.
Yeah.
Me and Dave weren't together.
I think I was a white meat baby face.
Yeah, you were a white meat baby face
yeah.
on the good side of things. Yes. I wasn't. I was that guy who wanted people to try to fight me, try to set my car on fire.
The one-man riot.
Right.
Yeah.
So
Living up to the gimmick.
So I came out during a two young lions having a match.
Do you call that in Civvy Town?
Yeah, I guess.
The Civvy Town Young Lions.
Mm-hmm.
Lord, wow.
Bubba Rogers and I don't the hack meat saw or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. Came out, took both of their heads off, killed them almost. I get on the mic, start talking junk to Aaron. I actually pulled Aaron in the ring and cut a promo with him. It was terrible.
Yeah.
And then
God, that was a different time.
So the cue was for me to come out to Harold and say that I was going to attack a fan.
That's Charlie's cue.
Oh my God.
Right. So Charlie's cue was because I was wrestling Charlie that night. I came out, beat up these punk kids, and Charlie's going to save the day.
So quick aside, Harold Britt was our number one fan of our wrestling
Shout
show.
out Harold Britt.
Harold Britt was legally blind, but he became a wrestling fan. He came to every single taping we did for Midnight Mayhem. Anywhere we would go.
He actually did a YouTube show.
Yeah.
He started a YouTube show, Harold's 2 Cents.
And almost every episode was about how much he hated me.
Yeah, he hated Zane, you big
way.
bully.
Yeah.
You dirty Dawson. Let me tell you, he would do YouTube videos about me.
Him sitting in front of
So I would always interact with him.
Yeah.
Plus, the first time I saw him before I knew he was blind, he had like
The goggles?
weird binocular goggles on his glasses. And it looked like, you know, when you're a kid, you take the binoculars and turn them backwards.
Yeah.
That's what they look like on his glasses. So I was like,
got you.
what the heck is that, weirdo? And then I found out and I felt bad. But then I would always talk shit to him, right? And he would like look at his phone like this. It was crazy. So I would always pick on him. So the cue was for Charlie to come out and save the day was me to get in this kid's face because I was like, Aaron, I'm gonna start beating up fans.
Okay,
Fuck it,
I
I'm
got
gonna
you
start
now.
fucking
Okay.
people up.
Until he gets his title shot with Charlie Dreamer
I gotcha.
Or with KC at the time.
at KC.
Yeah. So I go out and start getting in Harold's face, but I always did. So he was cool with it.
Yeah.
Well,
You should have.
Charlie Dreamer comes out, saves the day, jumps in my face. Hey, punk, stop bullying people. And I'm like backing up. Well, I turn because I'm an idiot.
Yeah.
And I see this lady sitting in a chair, and I just am in the moment at the time, and I grab her chair while her sitting in it.
Oh, I forgot about
And
that.
yank this chair out from under this bitch, and she falls on the ground.
That's my mama.
And I slap the fucking chair, and I'm like, "Let's go, bitch! Come on, fuck it, let's fight, Charlie."
Yeah.
And needless to say, this lady had about 13 family members right here. Actually, it was Harold Britt's aunt.
Was it his aunt?
Yes, I had a
Really?
conversation with Harold after this.
Oh, damn.
Auntie, uncle.
Yep. So all the nephews and cousins get up,
Yeah.
and it's a fucking riot, pretty much.
And
One man riot.
It was amazing.
So Charlie's like, fuck, and starts running me to the back. Because this bitch got up and grabbed a chair and tried to hit me with it.
Like
and I
my son had a knife or
I
something.
grabbed.
Yeah.
Well,
Something
that
like
was
Pulled a
that was
knife.
after I went to the back. He was standing up and had his hand in his pocket. And his brother was like hugging him, trying to hold him back and shit. I come out from my match, and I don't give a fuck. I'm blowing kisses at this dude.
Yeah.
Fuck you. What?
Yeah.
What? And his buddy's holding him back. I'm like, where's your fucking boy at? Where's your fucking boy at? They said the dude was waiting on me. Dave, you can attest to how this shit went down. Whenever I found out, because after the match was done, because I didn't give a fuck.
Yeah.
That's what I wanted. And you going to try to threaten me, bitch? What's up?
Yeah.
You better.
You
Right.
ready? You ready?
You better live that shit and cut me.
Yeah.
That's how I am.
You better live
I'm gonna
that
make
shit.
you fucking live that
That's
shit.
payable.
I don't like that fucking. Let me show you my shit. You're going. If you pull a gun on me, I've walked in front of guns. Like, pull that shit.
Yeah.
Don't be that dude. I fucking hate that shit. So I was like, so hyped for this match. I'm beating the shit out of Charlie. I'm sorry, Charlie.
It was a good match.
I beat the shit out of him.
Yeah.
Afterwards, I go in the locker room. Some of the boys come up and like, yo, this dude's outside waiting on
They're
you.
scared. Too.
And
They're
saying
like
he
telling
ain't
them, like,
leaving
scared
until you come down. Dave, if I'm lying, I'm dying, cuz. And I fucking had my boots off, was going to
you
walk
find a
down there
50
in
on
my
pussy.
fucking underwear. I was trying to.
Yeah.
I fucking got up,
In your fucking
socks.
underwear.
Word, this motherfucker's waiting on me, and I start trying to walk downstairs. KC fucking, whoa, no.
Yep.
Chill. The fucking security. This dude's outside. I'm like, fuck that guy. I'm going down there to fuck this bitch made motherfucker.
Yeah.
Because I was going to make him do this. Ain't about wrestling no
Yeah.
more.
Yeah. This is real
But,
shit.
And I was like, can I film this? Can I put this on Midnight Mayhem?
dude, I was so in it. And like, but that's how it went. That's how the one man riot shit started. Because I was like, I never wanted to be the guy that had a surname like the Assassins. And I just thought it was corny. But then Hurricane was actually the one that made me like, he was like, oh, no, you need to have as much shit as you can that people can market. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh, okay, cool.
One man riot, and then we kind of ran with that for a while, and it was like a fun little thing that we did on our show, and we did that. Then we had a really cool feud between Dave and Zane. What did we have? Was there like a chain? What like y'all beat
No,
each other?
we
with
had,
chain?
I think the way you set up the episodes, am I too loud?
Oh yeah, for that one part.
Okay. No, I'm just kidding.
I put a compressor
I
on it.
think a silencer, cuz. But I think the way it was set up on the episodes was he the first title defense? Did I have the belt at the time?
Yes. Yeah, and it caused like a little a rift between you two, and then we set it up where it was like y'all had a feud for a little while, kind of setting it up so we could
Because I
finish
just
off.
choked him out with the chain at the end of the
Right,
match.
so we could finish off the
That was how the
storyline.
match got over.
Yeah, and then we could finish off the storyline with KC at the time. I think he was going against somebody for something, and
Yeah, because y'all had him with Ali, and then like I was in the middle of it, so I was trying to get chances for the belt.
Dude, we had some cool storylines. Like Casey was plotting them out well, and we were getting good promos, and we were doing fun stuff in between it. There was a great
People
program.
weren't doing that at that time.
No,
Like,
and
you were like the only one out there that was like, because whenever y'all told me what it was going to be, they were like, oh, he's just going to come with us to the shows. and film the whole show and then use whatever he wants for his TV show. Yeah. So I'm like, oh shit, this is a way for us to get
seen.
Yeah.
KC knew him, so we knew that all we got to do is do whatever he's wanting because it'll end up on his fucking show. Yeah. We were trying to get
we were trying
noticed
to get
and
any
stuff.
kind of
That's why I say like all of our promos were terrible. Like we literally cut our teeth with.
This is why I tell you to bring it back, Aaron.
I know. I want to bring it back,
Dude,
man.
Why
I want to bring it back.
I mean, you could.
We were doing like storylines, and like we had storylines going on. Like Charlie was had a really fun storyline with Cold Cash D, and like that.
And it was cool because we would do it at different people's shows, and like we didn't need them to be on board about like what we had planned for the show.
Right,
like,
for the TV show. It was just independent of everything.
It was our booking for the month or wherever we were at for the week. He would just come and say, oh, since you guys are working here, I'll take this and use it for the show. And I'm sure you guys would.
We had filler matches, yeah.
To the promoters.
Correct.
And KC would probably, hey, is it cool if we do this match and, we make it a tag match with these guys because we're trying to do this.
Well,
right.
At the time, two promoters were probably cool with having a TV
exposure.
Being shot at
and they don't have to worry about coming up with the story.
Right.
Anything. We would just do our own shit.
And I'd be like... And I'd be like, we take you to Roseboro, North Carolina, where we're at ACPW, and we would kind of like talk about like, and this is what happened here. So it was not necessarily like it was my promotion. Right, it was like a whole southeastern North Carolina thing.
Yeah, okay.
And then eventually,
and he would use that, I'm sure, as a bargaining chip to these places. Like, I can film your whole shit, and we would tell him all the time, dude, you're filming it anyways. Talk to these promoters and get paid off this shit.
Yeah, I
and he's, I didn't. I'm sure that
eventually I did.
Well, eventually, because all you need is a hard cam and a mobile cam.
Right.
Two camera guys.
Right.
And he was doing it and doing the commentary.
Yeah.
It was just me sitting at my house on Friday night, putting everything together.
That's how you did it.
I did.
We were working all over the place, but we weren't ever like, hey, come over here and do a promo for us.
Yeah.
So that's why I say like all of them were terrible, like because that was like the first time that we were actually like.
And I had never done.
Say what? Like, we're doing what? We're trying to follow a story. We would just try to wrestle and do our shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it really helped us a lot. Like, and we loved it.
I think, and we did a couple shows where like we were like branded as. Like we did we've talked about it before, the Conway Flea Market, and then we did the Lumberton Gymnastics Academy thing, and we did a couple like big shows that like people were like, hey Aaron, and I'm like, oh my God, like people are actually watching my show, and like people were watching this thing that I put together because I was bored in Myrtle Beach and I didn't have a group of friends to watch wrestling with, and I wanted to put together this wrestling show, and people were watching it. And like actually getting into the storylines, and it was such a cool thing that like I was able to do, And
I mean, like we were
makes
hyped.
me want to do it more.
And we were like hyped up about it because we would go to all these shows and know Aaron was going to be there with all his stuff. So we were like, oh, cool, we can do promos and we can gear our match toward what we're trying to follow with that. Like it was something added on to us just coming to a show. And putting our gear on and wrestling. Like, we knew we had this extra stuff that would help us.
It was funny. I was borrowing equipment from the TV station kind of on the low. Like a couple people knew that I was doing it. But mostly everybody did not know that we were doing this thing.
Yeah.
And, I mean, like, people knew that I had a TV show. They didn't know where I was getting the equipment from.
Oh,
like,
brother,
how
whenever
are you doing this?
whenever he first started coming in the locker room, like, he had heat. Nobody knew who he was.
Well, I was with KC.
What? Right. Until they found out that they knew. Because, like, back in the day, man, the way that shit was trained. We're just going to give the business away.
Go
right?
ahead, man.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah, okay.
So the way you were fucking trained is it was a secret.
Yeah.
Like you earn the right to be in wrestling. Like
I got you.
That's the reason why they say at the beginning of all these training, whenever you start training, they make you do 1,000 squats and all this stuff because they can do that to anybody and still make them think that wrestling's real, right?
Okay, I got
so
you.
whenever they
Blow
go
'em
through
up,
that, people are like, "Oh my God, the training's so hard, it has to be real." Until it became, or until it got outed that it wasn't real or whatever. That's whenever you see all these athletic-based fucking training places. And they show you how to do the drills and shit. Back in the day, you would come for the first 3 weeks. Not knowing anything about wrestling.
Yeah.
Like, they wouldn't tell you what a headlock was or that you're working
They didn't do any
together.
of that.
They would
I got
beat
you.
the shit out of you. Yeah. I remember Al Snow talking about going to I think it was Vern Gagne's
Oh,
training,
God, that would probably
or
be
NWA
awful.
training in Greensboro Coliseum. He said he got there and there was one ring, the ring for the show that night, and Gene and Ole were in there.
Oh, gosh, that's even worse.
Like working with people, but then the rest of the people, and you had to fucking come pay your money. That was what it was.
Yeah.
It was a business.
Yeah.
You paid $3,000 or how much ever just to come there. If you quit, you don't get that $3,000 back. And they know the majority.
You're working them.
They know the majority of fucking. It's all carnival.
Yeah.
It's derived from the carnival.
You were working 'em.
mentality.
Yeah,
It's
okay.
obviously turned into a very profitable business now.
Yeah.
As far as not.
But its
carnying
roots
people.
is in the carnival. I got you.
And once you kind of break somebody down and take their money and they're
Yeah.
gone.
Have
and
you ever heard like the origin of wrestling?
Oh yeah, man. People, yeah.
So wrestling was always at the back. Always at the back, like where the big top was at the circus.
Yeah, yeah.
Wrestling was under the tent, always in the back. The reason why they call fans marks is because that's what carnival people do. Whenever they see people coming in playing all the games,
Yeah.
from the entrance to where the wrestling is,
Yeah.
the people have already ran the other carnival workers because it's all everybody splits the pot.
Yeah.
So the carnival workers would go tell the other businesses who the marks were.
right.
The marks. Oh, brothers got money. Brothers got
And they
money.
came up
okay,
with
so
their own
This
language,
family's got money.
which
This-
is the Carney
The
language.
Carney, the
to-
Snoop Dogg shit, the Izzo,
Gotcha.
Izzy, that shit's Carney. Carnival people talk like that to
Ms. Art.
There's a Ms. Art right there. Hey, Lizzo was it? You know, they talk like that.
They said I have yet to hear anybody like talk.
Brother, the first time George ever spoke Carney to me, I felt like I could die. Literally. Grizz the Lizzie, Zane. I'm like, oh my God, he just carnied my name. Scissor. It was the greatest shit ever. But so whenever, that's why they call the fans the marks, because whenever they would come to the wrestling, the wrestling was all planted.
Right.
It's all plants.
Yeah.
So they would have a
big,
guy
huge
who
guy.
was training to work, a la Roddy Piper, how Roddy Piper started.
Yeah.
And Bobby Heenan and shit in the circus. So they would have him in the crowd. They'd say, "Oh, everybody, come watch the big wrestling show. We'll pick anybody out of the crowd, and you can win $1,000."
Okay, I see what you're
So
saying.
then they'd pick the mark,
Holy shit.
and the mark would fucking beat the guy
Yeah.
because they were working together. Like that's how wrestling originated. They
Gotcha.
worked together to fucking work all the fans because the next person they pick that throws $500 in the pile that is the mark.
Yeah.
They're whooping their ass.
Oh, yeah.
Shoot style,
Right.
fucking
They're
gotch
stretching
style
somebody.
wrestling.
Making them
Fucking
tap.
them.
And these,
Okay, I
and
see what
these
you're
fans
saying.
are giving up, and they just got asked out of $500, right? Because they put
Gotcha.
in to fucking jump in the ring with the big wrestler.
That's so cool.
That just got
That's
beat.
crazy. That's so,
that
yeah, it's so
fucking
cool.
genius.
That just
is
got
what that
beat
is,
by the
yeah.
fucking pipsqueak.
Yeah.
Roddy Piper, that's been out there and working and following this
Right.
circus for every city.
Gotcha.
It morphed into, hey, let's throw a show and just put on
Wrestling matches and work.
I don't know where the fuck we were going. Where were we?
No, we're talking. We're just talking. We're just,
no,
we're just
yeah.
Talking
freestyling.
about Midnight Mayhem and shit.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but I'm trying to think like what made us go to that. through
I
that.
don't even know.
The way.
thinking about-
They wanted to know
Okay,
about
so it
our.
was like a brotherhood. Oh, Aaron having heat in the locker
Oh
room.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah. There we
I
go.
just came back
I got
to it.
lost in that
I'm
one. That
curious
was pretty
about that,
crazy.
too.
I came back
Oh,
to
I'm
okay,
curious
yeah.
about why I had
We're
heat.
good.
it. See, so no, it wasn't like that.
I know,
but
I know.
Had to take
it
a
was
step
like,
forward.
so that's where it originated from.
Yeah.
You didn't. They didn't let everybody in because that's their money. Why would they tell the fans how the shit's done? Because then they can't make any money on
Right.
these guys
Gotcha.
anymore.
Okay, I see what you're
If
saying.
people are like, "Oh no, fuck you, this isn't real," like y'all are working, you could beat the shit out of me and take my money.
yeah.
So it was a brotherhood, very like close grip. They would fucking beat the shit out of you for 3 weeks and then be like, "Oh yeah, it's a work." Oh shit, really? After I've had fucking 6 concussions from you?
Yeah.
But
My
Al
chest
Snow
is
said,
a fucking tomato.
right. Al Snow said that you would have to come there, do 500 push-ups and sit-ups, and run the whole Coliseum.
Up and down.
Jesus
Right.
Christ.
Fuck that.
That
Then-
was before you even got in the ring.
Then,
Get your
if you
ass
got
whooped.
in line to get in the ring, you worked with Ole. And
Ole
just
is
fucked you up.
notorious.
You
Yeah.
quit, and if you fucking stayed, those are the guys that are like, okay,
This guy's got
I
something.
they
got
might be able to have it. Well, apparently, from what Al Snow, if I'm paraphrasing the
Right.
story, but apparently Al Snow went in there and hung with Ole. Well, then fucking Gene comes in, because if you hung with Ole, then Gene would come in.
Yeah.
And Gene fucked him up.
Right.
Broke his nose and shit, like right off the bat, fucked him all up.
Yeah.
Needless to say, Al Snow came back and had a great career. And
Right. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
set
Yeah.
for life. But that's the way it was. So we still abide by that
Yeah.
to a certain degree.
Gotcha.
It's changed a lot now.
Till at this moment.
Right. Until you guys just
Everybody and their fucking mom is allowed in the locker room.
right.
Yeah.
So back
That's
in the day,
It's
Crazy,
ridiculous.
really?
man.
It's weird. It's really
Is it
fucking
really weird?
It is weird.
And
now.
like you had us, I'm just being 100% real.
Yeah.
Like with y'all, I'll fucking just be honest. Shit, let me cut that off. Oh, every single one of you a bear. That's what Stone Cold does. Shout out Stone Cold. I know you're listening.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
He
yeah,
listens every week.
100%.
Every week.
This podcast is brought to... No, I'm just kidding.
That's right. Oh, actually, we got to plug that in. I got some unofficial,
All right.
fucking unofficial.
You got a sponsorship?
sponsors. Yep.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Really?
He's got a sponsor.
Yeah,
for
I'm
this
Wait,
episode.
prepared, man. I'm
I wanna
fucking
hear that.
prepared. We got to punch that in, along with the heel run in.
Okay.
He's like, hurry the fuck up, man. I got dinner.
I'm going to Indo shit, goddammit.
No, but so like whenever he would come around, everybody was kind of like, "Hey, man,
Who's this college
who the fuck
kid?
is this guy?"
Yeah.
So like everybody had to get smartened up. in
Wearing
case
this
he's-
checkered plaid
Yeah,
suit.
yeah. What the fuck is this guy?
One
You
time.
were wearing a checkered plaid suit?
One time I wore
Why?
it was a pale blue. It was like a powder blue tux.
Yeah, the video.
The
Daniel-
ruffles.
Wow.
You had ruffles.
The video's on YouTube. Daniel
God.
Slapping me.
But like, so it wasn't like heat, but I mean, everybody's kind of like,
Yeah, everybody. It was
It's
just like
who the hell is this?
I was
then-
basically just tailing David because
Yeah, they were like, "Why is this guy telling me to go over here and film this thing?"
But
Like,
immediately when we realized like what it was, we were like, "Fuck, hey, what's up, Aaron, brother? How you doing, brother,
yeah.
brother?"
we figured it out.
It was dope. I mean, once we
You didn't introduce yourself?
Oh, I did. Well, I mean, like Casey kind of like took me through the things, and he's like, "You got to shake everybody's hand," and I'm like, "Hello, my name's Aaron. I'm the guy from Midnight Mayhem." Like,
It's weird.
"Meh."
Like people
Dude,
like
it's a crazy
George
culture.
hate that.
The handshakes.
George hates it. He's like,
yeah.
"Brother, I've wrestled for 45 decades, and I've never had to shake Ric Flair's hand with my two fingers. I don't know where that came from. He hates that because they said that
brother walked up to me while I was
wrestlers would
folding
have to
shirts.
shake hands like that
Like this?
And once you come
to
into
show, to show like this."
you come into a locker room, you're supposed to shake somebody's hand.
But like George was like, "I've never shaken anybody's hand like that. Like if you don't give me a like what it is, pretty much to like if somebody didn't know that, guys would think in their mind like, oh, they weren't trained properly.
Right.
It's like
Okay,
a
I see
little
what
thing
you're
like if they would have said you got to hop on one foot for 5 seconds whenever you come in the locker room. That's
Yeah.
what everybody would be doing.
Right.
Just and the old timers would be like, oh, this motherfucker ain't hopping on no foot. He must have not been trained. Right. It was a
Gotcha,
way
gotcha.
to show that people been trained properly.
Right.
Yeah.
It ain't necessarily two fingers. It's just a light handshake, but a firm handshake. To
right,
show
you
that
got to work. You're working somebody. You're
remember
working.
one,
to show that we're gonna do business. Now, if you want to stiff somebody, you fucking.
You squeeze their hand.
Oh, okay.
But
I
if
see
you
what you're
just,
saying.
what's up, man? That shows that you know that
It looks like a firm handshake, but it's
like this. Like this is how you shake it for the podcast viewers.
Okay.
we're teaching Cookie everything.
okay,
Cookie's
okay.
learning.
But like, it's
learn
so,
the business.
Smartening them up.
there's a whole. It's like a fraternity. Like there's a bunch of weird things that people abide by.
Gotcha.
We're not no fucking
Gotcha.
crazy sex cult like like the Skull and Bones and shit. Shit's turning crazy, man.
Funny,
It's gonna
funny.
get weed.
What do you know about the shapeshifters, man?
The skinwalkers.
The lizard people.
Skinwalker.
We're talking about the skinwalkers here.
Y'all
on-
believe in aliens?
I do. Of course I do, man.
Do you?
Yeah. Yeah.
What about you, Dave?
I'm not going to answer that
Why? Are they listening?
because unless we're going to get into it.
No, we're not going to talk about aliens here on
Fucking
2000.
go down the rabbit hole, man.
We're about
No,
to
but
talk-
like a
talk about
funny
Illuminati and the
story
music
about
business.
George with handshakes is we're at a show with him, and he's talking to us because every show we find him first, and he's like folding his shirts up on his gimmick table, and a unnamed wrestler walks up trying to shake his hand, and
Stiffs him.
oh. He does a little
He's
just
scared,
to get him
man.
out of there, shake his hand, hey buddy, whatever. But then
Hey,
he
bud.
turns his attention towards us and he's like, I hate it. I hate it. Brother didn't even offer to help me fold these shirts. Nothing. You want to shake my hand? Like, help me fold these shirts.
That's what he always says, that the wrestling shows always get in the way of his gimmicks.
Yeah, man. That's where he's making his real money.
He
If
got
I could
it.
just sit here and sell my gimmicks, that's all I care about. But yeah, he's like, brother didn't even offer to help fold my shirts with me. He sees that I'm doing business. It's so funny, man.
So speaking about doing business, and professional wrestling has evolved over the years, and there's terminology, there's everything. And while we're talking about it today, I kind of want you guys to kind of explain to Cookie like how you would structure a match to get the most emotional impact out of the audience, or how to get that pop or whatever, and kind of explain what goes into structuring a professional wrestling match.
I want to say first, just it not being a baby versus baby or heel versus heel. Like have one of each. That way you.
Right.
I think you need a.
I mean, I think if you. Okay, it's entertainment, right?
Yeah.
Just like anything. Just like
Right.
a movie. Just like watching Boy Meets World. Shout out KC.
God.
I hope you're watching it because I am on Disney. On Disney
Disney
Plus. Hell yeah.
Just the Vader episode over. And over.
No, the whole
Over
thing.
and over.
It's all wrestling, everything.
Yeah.
If you really break it down, and God, I love talking about this.
And it's
shit.
not just
It's
Boy
just
Meets
real,
World
I
too.
can
It's
see it.
every
everything.
single.
If you
Right.
if you look at Blue's Clues,
It's a story.
the baby face is the dog.
Right.
The referee is brother with the notebook.
Right.
The heel is whatever problem or whatever lost item they're trying to find.
Yes.
So it's all the same story.
a whole
Everything. It has a shine, it has a heat, and it has a go home.
See, I've
Right.
noticed this, and I always wondered, was I the only one who noticed stuff like this? And I was like,
It's an
It's
everything.
a
you
structure,
notice it?
brother.
If you really
It's a
want me to
structure.
break it down to you,
Yeah.
to
TV
me,
shows, anything.
to me, and this is what I tell people, and this helps out. It goes so we're gonna get fucking super deep if you're down.
I'm
why
down,
not?
baby.
Why not?
So-
Let's do it.
So, I feel this is my opinion, and from what I've learned, I've been wrestling 17 years.
Yeah.
I've done seminars with Harley Race, Terry Funk, fucking George South numerous times. Ricky and Robert are personal friends.
Yeah.
Like they take the time to give us nuggets and tell us the right things.
Yeah.
Ivan Koloff, not Robert's nuggets, but
Pause.
nuggets of double paws. Double his big huge hog leg nuggets. Double paws. But like we've learned a lot from a lot of people. I did a WWE tryout, learned from William Regal and Norman Smiley, and they were like, take this shit down and show these guys what we expect here, whatever. So we've had and this is just my opinion. I feel like every single match, whether it's singles, tag, triple threat, 4-way, Hell in a Cell, fucking
30-minute classic or 5-minute.
triple fucking landmine death match.
Right.
Right? Everything has a structure.
Yeah.
Everything, just like a TV show, just like a movie, anything. It all depends on the story you're trying to tell.
Right.
If your story ends with the bad guy winning because you're leading up, everything ends and begins the same way. The show starts off with happy-go-lucky, then there's a problem that happens.
Yes.
Then they spend the episode or the movie trying to figure out what the problem is.
Right.
Then you have the comeback, which is all the fucking bells and whistles and explosions and shit.
Hot
And
tag.
the good guy coming back and them getting further in their investigation or them finding a clue to help find what's lost.
Yes.
It's all the same. So to me, if you started out that way with the shine, you started out where you wanna show everybody. Obviously, through the entrances, you want to show who's the good guy and who's the bad
Right.
guy.
Yeah, of course.
Because there's always a good guy and a bad guy in everything, unless the story tells you differently.
Right.
A la Civil War, Avengers,
Brother, brother, all that stuff.
right?
Yeah.
Where the good guys are fighting each other or whatever the fuck.
Right.
That's part of the story that's leading to eventually the babyface winning the fucking girl. And
Right.
Mario finding the bitch in the fucking castle. Right?
Yeah.
That's how it always is.
20th time.
Princess bitch.
Right. Princess, y'all watch Dashie? Princess bitch and Peach bitch? Oh, I thought y'all never mind.
Oh, wait, actually, I do. I have
Dashie
seen it before.
Games?
Yeah, I've seen
Dude, that
those before,
motherfucker's
yeah.
crazy as
That
fuck.
shit's
I've never seen
hilarious,
that.
though.
He's funny as hell.
Rosalita bitch.
Shout out Dashie Games at Dashie XP. Follow
I gotta
me.
look at that
Yeah,
up,
just
man.
look at that.
He's goofy, man. He fucking streams video games and he just cusses and rages the fuck out.
Yeah.
And he cusses a lot, so it's hilarious. Anyways,
What the fuck off?
so and he plays Super Mario Maker. That's where I got it.
Oh, okay.
So
Shout out Nintendo if you want to
yeah,
send us.
Oh,
sponsor.
now they're gonna
Our unofficial sponsor for this podcast.
here we go.
Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch.
Have you ever been at your house and been bored? Have you ever been on the go and been bored?
Yes.
get you a Nintendo Switch. You can be at the house and it can fulfill your boredom. Or you can be on the road and it fulfill your same boredom.
Right.
You can play it in locker rooms like all these fucking indie darlings do. Or you can play at the house while enjoying a nice cold Monster that you can get for $2 for $5 at your local
Mr.
Sunset,
Tobacco.
your local Sunset Park Bodega.
Where you can also get raw cones.
That's right.
And
Charmin, single rolls of Charmin.
Charmin and
Double Tough Ultra.
But you cannot get the Taco Bell breakfast.
You can't. But with our newest sponsor, DoorDash, you can now enjoy Taco Bell breakfast.
There you go.
With a Monster while playing your Nintendo Switch on the toilet.
If you're ever taking shits, get a Nintendo Switch.
Bitch. All right, so that's our unofficial sponsor.
$2 Steak, a professional wrestling podcast brought to you by Charmin Less is More, Taco Bell Breakfast, Roto Eye Drops, Raw Cones, Mr. Tobacco, Monster Energy Drink. Oh God! Now I'm starting to like forget. DoorDash.
You said them all except for our newest one, Nintendo Switch.
Nintendo Switch. There you go.
Ever taken?
All right, so back.
Can we have the music in that too?
Yeah,
I like
I'm gonna
the
put
music.
I'll put the music.
It sounds real professional.
Yeah, I will. I'll put the music on.
I'm like, damn, he be reading these ads. I bet like that shit sounds. He's like, have you ever had a long day and you're just hungry? Get you some Taco Bell breakfast. No, so back to how you do a wrestling match. What the fuck does that have to do with it?
I don't know.
So like you during the entrances, you would establish who's the
face
these
of the
people
heel,
characters are, right? Yes. So if you're, regardless of what the story is, and all of it has to depend on what story you're trying to tell.
Right. Yeah.
But for the most part, you would establish who's the good guy and who's the bad guy.
Right.
Meaning, when me and Dave walk out, we fucking tell you to suck our ass. That's so immediately,
basically,
you know, in so many
Can't
words.
get no more heel than that.
In so many words.
You tell
right
the
there,
man.
suck my ass.
Hey, you see this ass?
You suck my ass.
Hey, you see this perfectly round ass?
You suck
on it for me. So, you know, we do that, and then the baby face comes out. Yeah, fucking fans. You know? So
Don't
they
suck
know.
my ass.
So they know at the end of the day, these fucking big ugly dudes are the bad guys.
Yeah.
Right.
So you always want to do that because that's what it makes it easier for the people to follow.
Yeah.
Right. Who to boo, who not to boo.
Right. Should be rule number one.
Yeah.
Now, when you start the match out, you kind of, unless there's a story going on at this company, we'll base this whole structure on if your first match, you've never worked for this company before, and it's just a bad guy versus a good guy.
Right. Yeah.
Right? That's how we're laying this out. So, nobody gives a shit about either of you. You're established that you're the good guy and the bad guy. At least you have that down. Yeah. So, you would want to get the babyface over. Now, what that means is you want to show everybody that the babyface is a fucking badass.
And he's a credible threat to you.
You want him to be.
Yeah.
So many guys nowadays try to act like they're the toughest motherfucker in the world.
Yes.
But for real, if Leo Rush was in front of King Corbin in a real fucking fight,
right,
you wouldn't be up in my shit like that.
Right. Yeah.
I would fuck you up, dude.
Yeah.
That's why I love this shit with whatever Riddle and Lesnar is.
Yeah.
He's like, dude, I would fuck you up. Stop trying to get yourself over on my shit. Like, I'll fuck you up for real.
Yeah. Keep my name out of your mouth.
If you want to do it in a way, there's ways to do it. Yeah. So, yeah.
It's kind of like the whole Ziggler Goldberg thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I mean, like to me, once you have that, then you know it's. So I'll lay it out and then I'll go back and address it.
Go ahead.
There's a shine. There's a cutoff for the heat. Then there's the heat. Then there's hope spots.
Yeah.
If you need them. Then there's a start to the comeback.
Yeah.
Which is I'll go through. And then there's the comeback, and then the finish.
Okay.
The comeback has your false finishes and shit included.
Yeah.
After the I'll say comeback, false finishes if they apply, finish.
Right.
Gotcha.
So in the shine, you want to shine the babyface up. That's why you wrestle, and the babyface out wrestles you for whatever story.
It's like some chain wrestling usually,
right?
Correct.
Whatever story you're trying to tell, because each story is different with each match. Because if I'm wrestling somebody that's fucking Sean Cruz's size, or I'm wrestling somebody's Dave's size, it's going to be different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it all depends on, that's where the psychology about wrestling comes in. What is fucking believable, pretty much.
Is it a power struggle, or is it a guy? Is it a fast versus slow?
Right. There's multiple stories you can tell with each different shit.
Right.
Plus, nobody wants to see a 100-pound guy choke slam a 300-pound guy.
Yeah, that's
right,
not,
and it doesn't make sense.
Realistic.
It doesn't make sense.
No.
That's why I'm saying, like, if that shit for real in a real fight, that this shit wouldn't be going down like that.
Right.
That's why I love Brock so much, because his matches are the most believable. Matches.
Yeah, they really are.
Because all he does is dump you on your shit, which is what he would do he'd probably fuck you up worse in real life.
Yeah, he really
you know what I mean? But like, so you establish that, you figure out a way to shine the babyface up, whether it be show his wrestling ability, show his speed, show his high flying ability, show his striking ability, show his fucking goofy, funny comedy shit ability, whatever. You get the babyface over, then you cut him off for the heat. Now you cut him off for the heat, you do something to show, oh fuck,
this could be a problem.
something just happened wrong. That's why a lot of guys
This
just like
is the
hit,
threat to this babyface.
Yes.
Right. One moment.
because what you're wanting to do is you want the people to care about the babyface. They already like the babyface because he's done a bunch of cool shit in the beginning. So now when you fuck him up, now it gets him sympathy, which is what you want, because the more you pound on him, the more sympathy he gets.
Yeah.
In turn,
More heelish
people
you look.
you get more heat because they're emotionally connected to this guy now, because they like him, and you took the easy way out and cut him off for the heat, and now you're doing backhand sideways shit during the heat. Whether the babyface starts firing up and you poke him in his eyes, that's shitty, man. Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
That's the heat. So like, you figure out different ways to garner heat.
Okay.
Whether it be the dude starts firing up and you hit a fucking crazy cool move, you can still get there to make sense instead of just doing the move.
Gotcha.
There's a way to do it to follow whatever story you're wanting to tell, because it's different with every match.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be a Canadian destroyer.
No.
In the first
God,
match.
please stop. Please take the Canadian Destroyer.
That heat?
Dude.
That's like the new wave of heat.
That's the
have
new
you
wave
se-
of like a hope.
Have you seen? Have
They
you
did it
seen?
as like a transitional.
Did you
move,
see
man.
what Petey
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Williams?
it's a transitional move.
Did you see what Petey Williams tweeted?
No.
That's his move, man.
Petey Williams tweeted, "I just want to apologize to everybody. I never meant for that to be a transition."
No, that's what it is now.
It's not a transitional
What?
move.
Like that shit's crazy.
Yeah. I hate it.
I
hate
remember
seeing it now.
I remember seeing the Hardy Boys against Murdoch and Cade at RBC Center in Raleigh, and Trevor Murdoch hit a Canadian Destroyer, and I thought it was like, I lost my mind because I had never seen a big dude do it, and I'm like, it was so special to me to see this big dude do it.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I'm like,
Trying to get me to do that shit one time.
I'm never gonna.
No,
I'd never want to do it.
Icing
again.
on the cake with that is Ricky Morton.
Yeah, Ricky Morton doing one.
Finished
Canadian
now.
Destroyer now.
Oh yeah, he does.
That's his finish
So
now.
the older people can do it now.
Yeah.
Man.
Oh, dude.
I mean, it's all.
Brother just told me to go for sunset flip. That's what he
It's a
said.
gimmick now.
Yeah,
a
it's
gimmick move.
just a thing.
That's crazy.
But it's crazy. So like you can. I always like and we always like to do stuff that we add in the elements around us.
Right.
So if we've been wrestling with this guy, we'll do something with the post. Where the guy jumps on us from the outside and we catch him in a bear hug and run his back into the post.
Yeah.
That shows everybody, oh shit, okay, he just threw him into the fucking metal. Something's wrong.
Yeah.
Then the dude's down and the fucking heel's like, look at me. Ha ha ha. Fuck you fans for liking this guy.
You get more
I just fucked him up.
Gotcha.
So then whenever you pull him in and start working on his back, which is clearly what you slammed into
Right.
the post, now the people are like, oh shit, he's stretching the part that he just slammed in the thing. Whether it be his hand, whether it be his leg, whether it be his
Right.
back, whether it be his stomach, ribs, or his neck, or anything.
Yeah.
You figure out what you want to do heat on, then you do that. That way the people know, it's easy for the people to see, oh shit, that's what he just slammed. He slammed his shoulder into the post, and now he's doing shoulder breakers and shit. Fuck this guy.
Yeah,
Like,
because it wouldn't make sense either if we throw you in your back and then we get you in the ring and start putting a figure four on you.
right, and
Yeah,
that's
that
the
would make
psychology
sense. I
of it
gotcha.
to keep it what makes sense, because you don't want to have Dave grab the ref and me hit a guy in his knee 6 times with a chair and then pick him up and try to shoot him off. It doesn't make sense, and you just kill him. You just kill everything you did to his leg when you try to shoot him off and show everybody that he can still run.
You know what? I just thought about this. Like, I thought psychology meant like between the wrestlers. It's the fans.
Yeah,
you're
it's
working
the psychology of. It's the psychology
Yeah.
of what fucking makes sense.
Yes.
What
Okay,
makes
I got
sense
you.
is the psychology. So whenever you hear people talk about that, that's what it means. Like, oh, their psychology was the shit.
Yeah. Okay.
Like, or
that
his
makes
psychology was the shits.
Yeah.
You know, he had zero psychology because he would just either no sell stuff that he should have sold,
right?
Or he sells too much, or he Shawn Michaels flips off of like
the Hulk Hogan match.
But to me,
oh my God,
like that to me,
the overselling.
Perfect,
but to me,
I love him.
What that is to me was that the psychology of what he was doing had nothing to do with the wrestling. Yeah. It was him saying, I don't mind bumping around for Hogan. It was backstage politics shit.
Yeah.
That was him being like, nah, you see, I will flip around this ring for you, Hogan.
Okay, I got you.
I'm not.
I will put you over.
I'm not a prima donna that won't do biz, because everybody was saying that about Hogan and Shawn Michaels, that they'll do that, brother.
So you thought, you didn't think it was an oversell. You think
I thought it had, it was what it was, because, I mean, you can look at it like he was making Hogan look more like a cartoon.
I thought
that's what I thought. That's what
so.
I thought.
But back in the day, that's what they would say. He would take shots at Hogan and say, "You're just a cartoon and this and that."
Yeah.
So whenever he went out there and did that, I thought it was him like giving him a hey, I'll fucking show you. I'll still flip around here because you're fucking Hogan.
I can see that.
But like, so the psychology about it is like what makes sense and what's easier for them, because a lot of people say there's smart fans everywhere, but everybody still goes to the movies. So if you take that approach to it, that's what people know. Movies aren't real, but they still go out and spend
their money.
I got you. Okay, I see.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
okay, now
all you have to do. That's why so many people are trying hard to tell stories now, but it's just the fad of people saying storytelling is cool. So like they try to say like, oh yeah, I'm working on my storytelling. Dude, it's fucking life.
Yeah.
It's any kind of... Dude, you know what I've been trying to do for my matches? Watching Boy Meets World, because I'm going to steal some shit from there, and ain't nobody going to know it. And I'm going to fucking... It's going to get over. Because, like, any kind of movie, why do you think all these wrestlers love comic books? Because it's the same shit.
Yeah.
Comic book movies are a fucking huge match. Yeah. All these Avenger movies are one big match.
Or Dragon Ball Z. Everybody talks about Dragon Ball Z.
Dude, it's the same way. And it was like...
That's why they put it in their gimmicks.
Dude, so many people... We came up on that shit. We watched Dragon Ball Z as kids, like, and we... Like, it's everything. If you really look at it like that, it's all parallel.
Yeah.
Movies, wrestling, everything. So if you look at it, now you look at WWE and you're like, whoa.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you know what Vince meant whenever in Beyond the Mat, where he was like, we don't make wrestling.
We make movies. Yeah.
Because that's what it is.
And then he weirdly, disgustingly drunk that gulp of water.
We make movies.
Yeah, it's really.
You're like sucking on
What's the name of that stuff where you just crumple paper? What's that shit called?
ASMR.
Oddly satisfying.
ASMR. Yeah.
But no, like so like when you really look at it,
as he's taking a swig.
Give it to us, Cookie. Say, Cookie, tell me, we make movies and then take a big sip.
There it is.
Are you done? What? Come on.
We got to cater to the SMR fans or whatever. So you got to talk really soft.
What's the line again?
We make
movies.
We make movies.
Listen to it. Everybody. And that was our newest sponsor, SMR. Am I even saying that right?
ASMR.
Our newest sponsor was
Creepy Sounds
Sunset
that people
Park
get off.
Tap Water.
Full of Gen X.
It gets in your ass.
Full of Gen X. Yeah, it is. It really is. Boiling don't even.
We're right here on Gen X. Like
got Lane, Gen X Lane. I pass whenever I. But no, so
all
like
in those shipping containers.
The psychology of what you do is pretty much mainly what it's about, like the moves, and that's why when we were talking about that Ric Flair match, how we all thought he was going to win it because you saw crazy old man shit. You know what I mean? And like you were like, oh fuck, he's doing it. Like that's what he would do in that situation.
He's fighting
actually
back.
Thought he was he had a chance
it's
to.
a movie. It's a fucking movie or an episode.
I got
So like during the heat, You got the guy in peril, right? He's fucked up. His back's fucked up. You got him in there. You're doing back breakers. You're having him still fight. You tell the guy still fight no matter what. A good heel will tell a babyface, fucking just swing at me, man. I'll cut you off whenever I feel it, because the way shit was back in the day was you got trained on how to do everything. Yeah. You got trained on how to
take everything.
And then you called it out in the ring.
Gotcha.
The old heel would call it.
The heel would fucking control the match, young guy, because normally the heel was the seasoned guy. Yeah. That's why I still to this day think everybody that starts in wrestling should debut as a babyface.
Right.
Yes.
Because you have these seasoned heels that'll take that and see that and show them what it's going to show. And you've heard this all over other podcasts, but they show what a heel show this babyface what a good heel should do, and he's going to tell you what a good babyface should do as you're doing it.
Right.
So if somebody like George, and let's say you started Cookie, it's your first match, and you work somebody like George, you're a babyface. He ain't gonna tell you shit. He ain't gonna come up and say nothing to you.
See you out there,
Really?
kid.
See you out there.
Damn,
But if you're trained the right way, you would have been trained on how to listen and do what's being told to you. And I've had, me and Dave, and I still want this footage, Aaron. Me and Dave, he was supposed to Dropbox me that shit. When was I here last time? Like 2-3 months ago?
It was December.
It was Christmas. Yeah, Christmas episode.
Yeah.
So we worked a match, me and Dave, against George South and Charlie Dreamer. You saw Charlie Dreamer in that promo.
Yeah.
Greatest babyface ever. And Baby Doll was our manager.
Yeah.
And we got to the show, and Baron Bullard came up to me and said,
TNA, buddy,
and
TNA.
the way George used to run his shows, because like at this point, when people get to wrestling shows, they would you'd see guys going over their matches in the back and shit like that.
Gotcha.
And George forbid it. Like you couldn't, if you were booked on this show, you could not call anything in the back. If he saw you calling anything in the back, he would tell you who you're working, but he hated when people came up like, who am I working with, George? Like, get away from me. I'm trying to sell gimmicks. Like, I'll tell you whenever it's time. And he'd come up to you and say, hey, brother, you're working so-and-so. Give me about 8 minutes and put brother over, whatever.
Dave, you're working Lewis. Lewis, you're going to be my Terry Funk, okay?
Yeah, that's all I need. Give me 10 minutes and da-da-da-da-da. So we all knew that you couldn't call matches in the back. And guys would still try. Sean Cruz used to try to do it. And I'd be like, Sean, come on, bro. We don't have to do shit. It's me against you. Big guy versus little guy. We know this fucking story.
Yeah.
We were comfortable with each other. We got trained together. Yeah. So why do we need to go over anything? I know what you do. You're not doing it to me, so fuck you. So, like, let's just go fucking do a match.
Fucking RKO on my knees.
And I'm worried about George getting heat with George, because at this point, George was terrifying. Like, back in the day,
I got a question, though. What if someone wanted to try a new move on you? Unless they had, like, a new move that they wanted to debut against you. Would you not talk about that? That's why they tell, like,
if you were working George, hell no.
Oh,
like,
yeah, if you have a move, normally, like, I'll still work George to this day, and I'll just be like, whatever you want, George. And then whatever he says. I remember working at Lewis's show, and he was like, I was like, George, you need me to be a babyface tonight? He's like, oh, yes, buddy, if you don't mind. I was heel up until that point, and I walked out there and got that whole place rocking. Old school babyface style. And I worked with George, and we worked like 12 minutes. Yeah. But it was like it was just shit that he knew.
He's so easy to work with.
He knows what, he's been doing this shit so long that he knows what gets over.
The first time I worked him, it's on YouTube. You hear like me the whole match. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yeah, while he's calling. Because George, that's one thing that I guess other wrestlers don't do, because they're not allowed with it. But George would sit there in a headlock and call the spot for everybody to hear. All right, duck one, Big Dave, and tackle me, and you know.
But if you think about it,
that's all you heard though. Was yes,
sir. To take up for that, because back in the day, the crowds were so loud they wouldn't hear that shit.
Right.
They think he's talking shit to somebody. Yeah. But he's sitting there calling the spot.
Oh, okay.
Like there's so many. Once you get good at it, it's ridiculous. Like KC is really good about calling while you're in motion. Like I'd be getting hip tossed and he'd be calling the next thing as I'm flipping in midair.
Damn,
that's pretty cool.
It's like hip toss close line.
It'd be like sell up for this. Bam, and I'm ready to go. George is the same way, but
and he'll call the next minute of it.
So like you would just listen to the heel. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like George would, and normally George's matches, he just does a bunch of underhanded shit.
Stuff to get heat.
You get a couple shoulder tackles in on him, and then
He only leaves his feet 3 times.
yeah,
during the
he
match.
does. He'll take a shoulder tackle or 2 from you at the beginning. That's your shine, and then everything else is just him arguing with the ref, and you get you get pops off of him arguing with the ref, and then you come up and give him that tackle. They go nuts because you're the one shutting George up.
Gotcha.
So then he puts a little heat on you with the claw, and he'll tell you, "All right, buddy, I'm gonna give you a little comeback now," and you'll give him another shoulder tackle too, maybe a back elbow.
He'll hip toss you out of something.
Yeah,
Right.
Maybe he'll give you a back elbow, but then he'll cower to the corner. You come up to him, he'll double leg you, put his feet on the ropes. 1, 2, get caught by the ref.
Yeah.
He'll go argue with the ref. You roll him up. 1, 2, 3. That's George's match.
That's so cool.
6 minutes, but if you think about it, that's what he did.
Exact same match I
That's
had
what he
with-
did for 40 years. Putting over all these big
Yeah.
names whenever he was doing the enhancement stuff.
Yeah.
And he was, you know what I mean? Like when he worked Ric Flair, that's why he's Ric Flair's guy. Whenever Ric Flair came to the Charlotte, whenever he had an enhancement match, he personally would ask for George.
Right.
Because he knew that George wasn't going to hurt him. He knew that he could trust
gonna make him look good.
Yeah, he's going to make him look like $1 million, and that's why they work so. I mean, he's worked Ric Flair over 100 times.
It's so cool.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Ric Flair sent his son to him to get trained, Reed.
Wow.
Before Reed got
And
like
Rest in peace. Rest in peace.
Ricky Steamboat and his son.
Donnie Steamboat came down there and he trained him. Tessa,
Cedric, Darius.
Caleb, Darius, Charlie. He worked with Charlie Dreamer.
Right.
Man, Charlie Dreamer was so good. Like if he was still wrestling right now, the shit would be different.
Yeah, he was George's Huckleberry, man.
Oh man, they used to go up and down the roads all the time. They both loved Journey, so he was George's like son because like even George Jr. was like, "Damn it, Dad, nut Journey again." But Charlie's like, "Fucking crank that up." Motley Crue, they fucking love
Going back
each
to
other.
the Midnight Mayhem stuff too, like their little program.
Oh
back
man,
and
I
forth.
showed somebody that
it's like
not too long ago. Their
goosebumps, man.
promos back and forth. I
Goosebumps.
showed
Wow.
some workers at
Teacher
the
versus
NWA
student.
tapings.
Oh,
was
those
like,
are probably
you
some
need
of the best matches too.
I was like,
man,
you need
so
to see
good.
it because Charlie was leaving, moving to Texas. And they were going to have a loser leaves town. Charlie was supposed to lose because he was leaving. George was like, fuck that. And he put Charlie over in that
Really?
match. But
Forced
they did
him.
the things like, Charlie, you were like my son. You traveled with me every weekend.
Those promos were so good.
And Charlie's like, listen, George, this place ain't big enough. Like, it was real deal. It was dope shit.
It was good, and that's why George still loves me is because we were able to put those together.
Charlie,
I might have
my
taught
buddy?
you everything you know, but I haven't taught you everything I know.
Love those. I love those.
it.
Teacher
But no,
versus student.
so that's normally how it would go. The heel would run the match.
Yeah.
You would listen to the heel because he's the seasoned guy and knows what it's going to take to make the people react. So if back to where were we at? The Heat.
Yeah. Oh no, we were at the Heat.
comeback.
Yeah,
We were at the
So
comeback.
if-
We're at the comeback.
If you're in the Heat, you focus on whatever you did to start the Heat.
Right.
Whether it be
The back, the
dropping
neck,
the dude on his throat on the ropes, some underhanded shit, then you choke the guy during the Heat, and you got neck cranks on him the whole time. People are going to be concerned about the guy's neck.
Gotcha. I see what you're saying.
So, normally the heel knows when to go home, as what they say. That means finish the match, which means start the comeback, do the comeback, get to the finish. Now, there's so much that goes into that because you got to stick to a time. Normally, you have a time limit, so you have to jam all this, all the storytelling, all the cool moves, and that whole format into whatever your time.
And if you're working TV, you got hard cams
Yeah.
to worry
Yeah,
about.
you gotta make
cameras
sure you're
to
facing
sell
this
to
way.
and
You
do
have to
moves
face
to.
it. Oh my god.
Yeah, the hard cam side has 0 people on it, so you have to literally like face that with you're looking at a wall with people behind you.
Gotcha.
So normally, when the hard cam side is the lightest side of the arena, so like whatever has the least amount of people, that's where you want hard cam.
Gotcha.
So that because you're not going to film over there. You don't want to show people that there's nobody there.
Gotcha.
That's how I would always tell the guys at like the Armory, like, man, make everybody go to this side and put the hard cam there.
Yeah.
That's why I loved when he started doing it. Because he started establishing where the fucking hard cam would be.
Yeah.
And then they would seat everybody
Accordingly.
with the camera
Yeah,
staring at
yeah.
that. But yeah, dude, when you're filming for TV or like we would try to do it with you. I remember when we did the WrestleForce stuff, we would tell everybody, and Lodi was trying to tell everybody about like the cameras and stuff. Because like I never fucking paid attention to that shit because we were just wrestling in armories and shit. But like working with him, it was like that's where I started being like, okay, my pins and facial expressions need to be this way.
Yeah.
Because there's the way it is on the bigger scale is there's way more people on the other side of that camera than there is in this fucking crowd. So fuck everybody.
And now that you know that, like when you watch like WWE TV, you'll see every match finished. They'll even float over the guy to get to that hard cam view
to where they're facing the hard camera
on a pin. You ever seen that? Like that's what they.
Yeah.
They're always feeding to that camera.
So the heel normally knows whenever it's time to go. Like me and him learned how to feel time. You know, especially in wrestling.
Feel when a crowd's ready.
2 minutes in a wrestling match is a long fucking time. When you're in two. 2 minutes. If you really think about it, if you go hog fucking balls to the wall, that shit is a long time. So whenever you got 6 to 8 minutes, you got to feel that shit. And if you're going fucking crazy, you're going to be like, fuck. Now that's where the calling it an improv comes into play. Because wrestlers are very good improv people. You know what I mean? Like that's pretty much what it is. When you call it out there in the ring, you don't have anything planned, so you have to go off of what the crowd is biting on. Gotcha. So that if you start chain wrestling at the beginning and there's fucking crickets, you know, okay, we got to fucking pick it up here. Because they're not biting on this. Now, there's some crowds that fucking love chain wrestling, so they're going to pop every fucking reversal. So what are you going to do? You're going to keep chain wrestling because that's what they're biting on. Yeah. But if they fucking shit all over the chain wrestling, that's when you pick a guy up and chop the shit out of him. Because you know, okay, they don't want to fucking see wrestling. They want to see two motherfuckers slap
big men
slapping meat. You know what I'm saying?
That's what they want to see.
So, like, that's when you would pick a guy up, and that's what chops are. They're not a worked thing. Chops
something to wake people up.
They're not a worked thing. Chops are to whenever a match is down, you fucking put a guy in the corner and you fucking smoke his chest. That's gonna wake everybody up.
Hell yeah, it is.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, and it's. I mean, there's no way to fucking work it.
No,
like, it's literally you just slapping another man on his chest and trying to make it sound as loud as possible. Now, there's techniques where I fucking chopped a guy 6 times in a row, and he comes in the back and doesn't have a fucking print on him, and it's loud as fuck. I mean, you've heard my chop.
Yeah.
Seen them. I mean, they're not.
Oh yeah, felt them.
Yeah, they're not like they're not. It's not like they don't hurt or sting, but. It's not like I'm gonna fucking rip your chest apart. You know what I mean? Now I've seen those before. I can. I've done that shit too, where we fucked some people up, but
they probably deserved it.
Yeah, they did.
It's not Chuck and Reno chops. You know what I'm saying?
Oh God Almighty! But like, I mean, so you have to know what to do improv wise, and most when you're really good, like somebody like George or like I mean, this is the only thing that I big myself up about is wrestling, because I know that I know what I'm doing.
Right.
Like I've been told by everybody, I never am that cocky dude. I can't stand people like that. But I know I may be a fuck up in the rest of my life, but wrestling I'm good at, and I know what I'm talking about and what I'm doing. Yeah. But it's the only thing that I've ever loved. Right. You know what I mean? Yeah. So like, whenever you find people like that really like look at the craft of it. If you want to take if you want to take the artist role where it's the performance art and fucking whatever, like how people say it is now, that then learn the shit. Yeah. Don't fucking choreograph it. That's not fucking art. That's fucking etch-a-sketch and motherfucking what's the fucking Legos? They give you a blueprint for that. Fucking go out there and draw that picture.
Yeah.
You know, and see what.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So a lot of stuff is like worked nowadays. It's
man,
just
it
like,
all is.
Yeah. Like when you see like AEW,
that's what
like,
I'm saying. Yeah, that's
script in your promos that takes the feeling out of everything.
Okay.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Damn, see, I thought the whole thing was a work. Like I didn't understand.
Back in
like
the day,
chain wrestling, I thought that was a work. Like I was just like, okay.
Normally, that's why I said you learn how to do everything and how to take everything.
Okay.
So whenever you're out there chain wrestling, man, me and KC and Dave would too. We're big boys, but we could fucking chain wrestle.
Yeah.
Like we used to get in there with KC and chain wrestle for like 15 minutes.
Yeah.
And we weren't calling anything. We were just rolling around.
Just
Okay.
feeling it, yeah.
I know that there's 3 different reversals to this hammerlock that I can do. So I know whenever I get the Iggy to reverse, I can pick one of the 3.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? I know that there's 3 ways out of this top wrist lock. I know that there's 3 things that I can do out of this drop toe hold. That's why I'm saying, like, if you fucking learn all that stuff, it's endless on what you can do. You can do tackle, drop down, leapfrog, hip toss. You can do tackle, drop down, leapfrog, arm drag. You can do tackle, drop down, leapfrog, drop toe hold. Tackle, drop down, leapfrog, Canadian destroyer.
Right.
It all goes together.
Nope.
So there's tackle, drop down, leapfrog, duck down, Canadian destroyer.
All right, yeah,
Okay.
That goes in. But like literally, if you think about it like that, you can do anything. So now that's what makes the creative people like us try to figure out the different ways to get in and out.
And that's where studying comes in and watching
Brother,
so much stuff. Like it never gets old. You
If
never
I really-
get tired of
because
learning
I'm-
more.
Yeah. Like
It's
this
endless.
is
You got
yeah.
endless possibilities
this
out
is
there.
all I fucking think.
How do you do you like British style where all it is just like chain wrestling?
I love all of it.
All of it.
Like that
Yeah.
shit to
All
me.
It's
that's-
so interesting.
It's
It
like
is.
if you like. I love the round idea. Have you ever seen the rounds? Oh my god!
yeah,
You talking about like
yeah.
the British style,
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah,
rounds?
yeah,
Dig
yeah.
it, dig it. This is how wrestling
yeah,
is
yeah.
in with the round system. Say you have a 12-minute match.
Yeah.
You would have 5 rounds in that 12 minutes.
Oh wait, hold on.
Yeah.
I feel like you have talked about
Yeah.
this
You
before.
do
Okay.
2-minute rounds, so you would wrestle.
Yeah.
And if you pin the guy, you get a pinfall. So it's pretty much like 2 out of 3 falls
It was an
or
Iron Man
Man
match.
match.
It was an Iron Man
but
match.
with only
Every
like
match.
12
10
minutes.
like 10 rounds.
Yeah.
So
Gotcha.
if you think you got 10 rounds at a minute a round, that's 12-minute or 10-minute match, right?
Yeah.
So you do 30 seconds in between. They wrestle for 2 minutes at a time. I don't know the breakdown fucking
Yeah, I don't.
exactly. But literally, you'd have like a 2-minute round, rest for 30 seconds, get up and start wrestling again.
Gotcha.
You can tell so many stories with
Yeah.
that. I think
Refs
it's interesting.
separated
Yeah,
it.
that's so-
Well,
You got
and-
separated too. Had like
yeah,
a break
you would
time.
get separated, go sit down like boxers. You
Yeah, it
get
was
wipe
like
down, get
boxers.
a drink of water, and then ding, 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 and you go start wrestling again.
That's interesting.
But it was always like chain catch wrestling. You
Yeah,
know?
and it ended
But
like
at
a
the
weird
end of it.
pin
At the end
predicament.
of it, you would have so and so has 3 and so has 2. So and so is the winner, right?
Gotcha,
So then you would establish like characters and like heels. I remember watching Robbie Brookside and
Brookside's crazy.
Oh man.
Johnny Saint in a round match.
Yeah.
And at the end of it, Johnny Saint was like the wily veteran. Robbie Brookside was the young kid. And fucking Johnny Saint did a shitty tight pull or weird fucking like thing, kind of shitty, to beat him in the last round.
Yeah.
And then at the end of it, Robbie Brooks was like, oh, what the fuck? Because they were tied up. So that like went forward in a character way that he did something shitty at the end of the round match. But I think there's so many possibilities that you can do with that. Have a fucking heel like jump the guy
Right.
or whatever. But that's how it would be if they would focus on a body part in 2 of the rounds. The one guy would go over there and yank the dude out of the corner if he was a heel, or if they were both whatever, he would lock up and go right for the leg again.
Well, then
you know?
too, I think they did a big long story after that. That was like the start
Yeah.
of the.
That's
big
but
story
it's
between them
interesting.
two.
I dig it. Like I love every bit of it. Like I like the thing about it. But back to the whole wrestling thing. So if as long as that structure's there, whenever that comeback comes and you've gotten the right amount of heat because your psychology is good, then the crowd's going to be there for whatever you give them in
Right.
the comeback.
Okay.
Now, your comeback is always big moves from the babyface. That shows, oh shit, he's still in the fight. We thought he was counted out. He thought he was dead because his fucking back was broke, but he's not. Now he's here fucking drop kicking and getting everybody going crazy.
Yeah.
Then if you have false finishes planned because of whatever story you got, then you go on to those. And what those are is big moves to make everybody think the match is over with.
That's where your
And then
signature
the
moves
guys
come in.
kicks
Gotcha.
out, the big dudes kick out, and then oh my god, that's where the holy shits come from.
Right.
So then you do the back and forth, and oh my god, the heel almost won. Now, oh shit, the babyface almost won.
okay.
And then whatever your story is, normally, if your first match, you always put the babyface over. Send them home happy. That's the whole gig. Just like at the end of, like Ricky Morton always told me, if you're not on TV or following some storyline, every show should be a spot show, and you should put the baby over and send everybody home happy.
Right.
Because that's what it is. It's a movie, and everybody wants to see the Avengers fucking standing tall at the end.
Gotcha.
So that's what your main goal for anything, even if you have a long storyline, it's all going to culminate with the good guy
Usually
winning at the end.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Beating the bad guy.
You know, so whatever the story is, that's the long and short pretty much of like the fucking super long. But
I
that's
think it was good though.
that's like the format of a match that you would do, and there's so much more to go into it.
Yeah.
Like we could fucking talk for hours
Yeah,
about the
we
ins
can.
and outs.
We really
you
can.
know what I mean? Because there's so much that goes into it, and I feel like I've been fucking talking
No. I love it. I love it.
I
But
love
like,
it
if there's any wrestlers that are listening to this and you are not taking notes, you are stupid because you just got a bunch of free game
I mean,
about what you should do. You
Right.
know.
and that's the bare, just the easy answer.
Yeah, that's
like
the
I
basic.
said, man. There's so much.
Yeah,
stuff
I mean it's endless possibility.
that Terry Funk teaches you.
Yeah.
That Harley Race tells you.
Right.
That Dusty Rhodes told me.
Oh man.
Shit like that type of stuff makes you like shit or get off the pot, man. And I'm shitting like a
Yeah.
motherfucker because for 17 years this is all that's consumed my fucking life.
Right.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
So
like
taking the opportunity.
it's helped me out in life because I fucking can see when somebody's trying to work me.
yeah.
Yeah.
You
Y'all,
know
me
what I mean?
too, man.
Like it's weird. Like whenever
Not
we
just
were,
in wrestling,
when
just
I
anywhere.
managed
Real
a
life,
bar.
yeah, real
I
life
managed
people
a
try to
bar,
work
and I'm sitting here like, this is a fucking wrestling match. This
Yeah.
drunk idiot's trying to come back in, and he's trying to work me,
Yeah.
or something, or some fucking young bitch is trying to get in and drink with her fucking sugar daddy is trying to work me and tell me she's 18. Bitch, I know you ain't 18.
And you don't do the job.
Not at
You
all.
don't take the
Not at
job.
all. I don't fucking
Lay-
job for shit.
You don't
man.
lay down for nobody.
Unless it's
right.
George.
Damn
I'll lay
right.
down for George. I'll finger poke a doom for George.
Oh, man.
good.
Pause.
Shoot on that one.
Double,
Pause.
triple pause.
Quadruple pause.
Yeah, but there's so much that goes into it, and like these fucking idiots out here nowadays don't even take the time to try
No, not at
to,
all.
you know what I mean? Like
It's
to
just spot shows.
well, because it's just like if why draw the picture when I can get the fucking tracing paper and
Yeah.
just
Yeah,
and just outline and still have the cool picture. You know, if you think like everybody's looking for the dope match now, but if you just traced what fucking Benoit and Booker T did in their best of 7 match
Yeah.
4, that ain't your shit, man.
No,
Go
it's
out
somebody
there
else.
and come up with some shit that fucking
Make it
is
yours.
meaningful.
Yeah.
That's why at AML, the last tag thing we did, we went a whole fucking year and feuded with the Gymnastic Boys because I wanted to create something.
And the reaction we got at the end when
Dude,
that shit went 3 was
amazing.
That was
exactly
the,
what we
that
were
was the
wanting.
culmination of everything that we've been telling. We had bumps in the road, but we fucking covered it.
There was
We
so many bumps in
improv'd-
a row.
We improv the fucking story because so and so couldn't make this date or whatever happened, but we made it work, and that's what wrestling is. Something fucks up in the ring. These people don't know because they're not smart to it. Now they are, so now they
Exactly.
can see when you botch something.
Yeah.
There's a whole fucking YouTube
I see what
channel
you're saying.
It kinda
Botch
makes
a
me-
man.
devoted it
Kinda
to it,
makes
right?
me, kind of makes me a little bitter that we didn't get feud of the year for the CPWAs.
Yeah, fuck that. But like it just, you know what I mean? So like it just kills me that guys nowadays don't try to
Right.
why wouldn't you, if this is everybody's passion, like everybody wants to say, because that's the fucking cool thing to say now, that this is your passion and this is what you blah, blah, blah. Shit, then do it.
Give
You
a shit
can't-
about it enough to
let's
Do it
talk
right.
about
Do
it.
it the
Like
right way,
fucking,
yeah.
but they don't. You know what I mean? Now there's some guys out there, some young dudes that are out there fucking really trying to fucking do this shit, and they're out there doing the fucking work and fucking picking everybody's brains that they're
Yeah,
around.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like there's a bunch of guys that message me, and I invite people to, hey, send me your shit, man. If you care about what I think, I'll give you some feedback.
Yeah.
Like, and you know what I mean? So, because that's what it's about. That's if and that's why I guess so many old dudes are bitter now, because like they say, who fuck told these guys to give the business away? You know what I mean? Like
okay, I see what
Cornette,
you're
like
saying.
I like Cornette and he's entertaining as fuck, but he's like, he's on that side. Like, who the fuck told y'all to give the business away?
I got you.
You know, and everybody else says,
from?
well, the business is given away. I mean, I said that when we got here. Fucking, you know, they're doing it anyways. So, and when everybody says you can either change with it or get left behind, that's what it is. It's the bitter dude still trying to hold on to it.
Exactly.
You know, instead of trying to be like,
don't want to change with it.
Hey, try not to do this so much and try this. Give the knowledge.
Right.
We did a fucking seminar and I didn't accept $1. Like all these fucking
we didn't
workers,
take any money from them.
all these wrestlers thought we were just trying to take money from the boys and do a seminar so guys can come do it. We sat there for 4 hours and told them everything like that we could. And then when
we
they
had
tried
a fucking whiteboard with damn near everything that he just got done saying about the structure of a match,
Right.
like written
It
out for
applies
these
everywhere.
people.
Wow.
That's so
And
cool.
it was like shit that you are not supposed to know about, like unless you're in, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
But I mean, they
But
tried.
they didn't want to learn.
They tried to
Yeah.
pay us, and I was like, "Nah, man, put that shit like this is what needs to happen."
Yeah,
You need
exactly.
to teach the next
You gotta teach
generation.
Well, and
That's what it's all about.
and
That's why, like, The Undertaker, I don't know if you guys watched that video where he's talking to 2 younger wrestlers.
Ricky Starks.
Ricky Starks is
Is that
one
what
of
it
them.
is?
Yeah,
He's
and Lance,
on
Lance,
NWA.
I know
I
you.
love that video, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Dude, that whole video, if you get the full one, it's dope.
Oh, I didn't know there was
You
a
hear
full
him
one.
talking about a double moonsault, like we were
Yeah,
talking about earlier.
he's like, you gotta do a double
He
moonsault.
said the greatest
You have to go
thing.
above that. And do
Whenever
something
he
else.
left WWF, he
Yeah.
did a shoot, and he was talking about wrestling and,
Yeah.
and how it is, and I was like glued trying to fucking
Yeah.
hear it. And he said, it's gonna change. It's not like it's changed.
Yeah.
You can apply the new school moves and storylines and stuff to the old school format.
Yeah.
I.e., what we laid out.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
can do. That's why I said you could do tackle, drop down, leapfrog, Canadian destroyer.
Right.
You can apply the cool shit. It's not like you don't have to do your cool shit.
Yeah.
That's what I think a lot of young guys think that we're saying. Like, stop doing that cool shit.
Yeah.
Do a headlock. Stop doing that cool shit.
It just hang on to it,
They're
though.
not
Don't
saying
use
that.
it every
They're
time.
saying do it and make it make sense.
Yeah,
Yeah,
do
make
it
it
at the
make
right
sense.
time.
Use psychology in it. Don't use it as a transitional move. Fucking do it as the big exclamation
Finish.
point.
Yeah.
You know, use it like
I got you.
Undertaker says that. If Undertaker said that, it has to be fucking
Then it's
right.
true.
Yeah.
You know, he was saying
Automatically.
you can apply the new school way of doing shit to the old school way of doing shit, or the new school stuff to the old school ethics. You can still do the old way.
That's so cool.
And can't nobody
format.
tell Undertaker shit.
Yeah, what you gonna do? Tell him
You
he's fucking
can't tell
stupid,
shit.
Jim Cornette. He'll
Tell
beat
him he
your
doesn't know what he's
motherfucking ass.
talking about. You crazy.
You know what I mean? Like, if Undertaker's exposing it, then who the fuck am I?
Right.
You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
But I would rather people know the right way to do it. If the fucking cat's out of the bag, then I'm
Yeah.
gonna tell you what the fucking cat looks like.
Right.
Yeah.
The right. So we can, you know what I
Right.
mean? So
Yeah.
it can be done the
So
right
it can
way.
be out there. but
You
it
can
be the
still
right
do
thing.
that. There's people out there doing this shit now.
Yeah.
Like, there's people applying like that.
Yeah.
But not enough. And it sucks trying to put your neck out there and motherfuckers don't listen.
Right.
So, like, fuck you.
We
Come
could
sit down
literally
there
we
and
could
get-
literall sit and talk about this all day.
Yeah, I
Well,
know.
we
Yeah.
can't, because I gotta go get some Indochine, boys. I have not eaten lunch. I
shit.
am hungry.
Shit. Guys, hold
Killing
on.
me, Aaron.
I just want to say thank you.
Hey,
I appreciate
this has been amazing day. Like being
Nah.
able to hang out with you guys.
Yes.
I've known y'all for a long time at this point, and being able to talk to somebody about wrestling hard. I mean, like just talking about wrestling and listening. I've been listening the whole time.
I
you know?
appreciate just like sharing the mind, man.
Yeah,
I think that's
no,
just awesome.
And like I said, I'm consumed. I know he is.
Yeah,
too,
and
'cause
this
I
is a
bug him
good
all
outlet,
fucking
too.
day.
Like, it's a good
we call
release.
each other like 5 times a day. Like, hey man, what if we did this for a tag?
Yeah.
I got a whole list of babyface spots to do. In
Me
my
too.
phone.
Yeah.
because they don't come to
Well,
my
you need
mind.
to change your daggone dirty Dawson ways.
If it ever happens and the fucking money's right, I'm prepared.
Yeah.
I got fucking 6 spots ready to go right now.
Yeah.
To get
No, but
you know
this
what I
is a good like expression or to,
Yeah.
place to
Yeah,
express it,
yeah.
because like we do only talk to each other about it, and there's
because nobody gets it.
And when we
Yeah.
started our podcast, like I knew that it wasn't going to be as in depth as somebody else's as some of the like wrestling nerd podcasts.
Yeah.
And I wanted this podcast to be for guys who really enjoy watching professional wrestling,
Yeah.
albeit from the 4 walks of life that we have. Somebody that was in the business, somebody that just getting started at the business,
Yeah.
and 2 lapsed fans. One fan that was current and a lapsed fan like Tolbert.
Right.
And having these guys come in and kind of like reignite the love for professional wrestling
Yeah.
has just been like what we want to do on this show and kind of show people that, like, you know what, it's not as nerdy as you think to be a professional
That's why I think
fan.
it's great. And I told you this. I was like, man, the idea of y'all's podcast, I think it's great. It's such a good business model if you're even looking at it like that. But like the way you have it set up and the way that y'all just, I can hear, because I listen to every episode from episode 1, and like I can hear it.
Yeah.
Like before I even met y'all, I could hear from episode 1 that this dude don't know what the fuck wrestling is, Big Mike. But now he's very knowledgeable.
He's
and
getting
like,
so much better.
He gets into it. It's not like he's a fucking goober online now that he thinks he knows. Like he tailgated at the fucking show. Like that shit to me like shows you're fucking a fan, but you still like. I mean, you're not one of these dick ass smart fans. Like he's really being
the fans that I hate.
You know what I mean? Like, and y'all, whenever y'all talk about it, like it's fucking cool because it's like
we all have different opinions, and different ideas of what.
And y'all don't give a fuck. It's not like you're worried about catching heat with nobody because y'all don't fucking
we don't
care.
know anybody.
That's what I mean, and that's what's so cool about it. Like hearing about shit, because I hear all these, or I might have heard, y'all going over something and you talk about somebody being shitty, and I'm like, well, because like in my mind from studying that guy or whatever, but I'm like, that's so cool because they don't fucking know. Like I might know of that guy, and they're just doing it from what they saw.
Exactly.
And then I go back and watch. I'm like, damn, they're right. That motherfucker did suck. You know what I mean? Like so, but it's cool because it's literally like just 4 dudes chilling that. Aaron came up with some matches for everybody to watch, and it's cool how y'all chime in on each other's shit. It's not like, okay, everybody shut the fuck up, it's Cookie's part. Like I mean, I know that's what
that is the running joke. It is.
But like like Michael chime in on something that Tolbert watched, and vice versa, and back and forth. I think it's dope because like at first it might have been where it was just like, okay, my segment's up.
Well, it's
but now it's everybody comfortable
and
fucking. I love it. I enjoy it.
It's great. It's great.
Well, thank you guys for listening. This is once again. This has been a very special episode of $2 Steak, a pro wrestling podcast. We have the Dawson boys. We have Cookie. Tolbert is cooking fish with his family, and Mike is in Orlando trying out for WWE. For WWE.
Can
NXT.
I say one thing before we go?
Yeah, of course.
I got one more.
Anybody fucking listens to this shit and you try to say that I'm exposing the business, I'll fuck you up. And if you don't, and if you got a fucking problem with it, fucking Stone Cold did it. Undertaker did it. You gonna fucking have a problem with them?
I think this is
suck
so cool.
my ass, okay? I'm establishing right now that I'm the fucking heel of this group.
That's right.
You can all suck my ass.
That's right.
If you don't like it, workers, what you need to do is fucking rewind it and fucking listen to it on your way to your damn shows, so you don't go call a bunch of fucking hot fucking garbage.
You think you're the heel? You're the heel.
Yeah.
Charlie Varnum over here is the heel.
Oh,
That's right.
Shit.
That's what I'm talking about. The world's greatest tag team. Cue the music, Aaron. Turn the music on.
All right.
Cue it.
Cue it.
The music's playing. The music's playing.
Is it?
Now we got Charlie Varnum,
What the hell is
Cookie
this?
Benjamin. The world's greatest tag team is here. We're going to call out the Dawson boys right now. Because Tober is not here to hold me back.
Is that what he did?
So here we go.
How much we getting paid, man?
I'm
Come
here.
on, Aaron.
Charlie Varnum, you can't.
That was
fucking-
your spot. You're supposed to come in there.
Charlie Haas was the quiet one out of the
Yeah,
two.
he was. He was.
Come on.
You guys don't have Kurt Angle.
No,
backing you up
we don't
here.
have a mouthpiece.
Now, what you're gonna do is we're gonna strap these singlets on you. Okay.
All right.
These ones that Casey gave us, the
Okay.
red and blue fucking
With the stars
yep.
down the side of them.
And
Okay.
we're gonna call this match.
All right, let's do it.
But what I want,
Okay.
I hear you. Go ahead. Cue it. Cue
Heels call the fucking match,
Cue the
too.
fucking bell, guys. Yeah.